G'day everyone. Now I want to talk about sun creations and life second chances and universe second chances and stuff like that. And what would our be second chance in this universe here? Now we've talked about one day the sun will die, and we've calculated the moment with our science how long the sun's got, but we're not really 100% on that, right? We could probably say maybe 60%, 70% or something. It could be a long way off, right? When it comes to how long the sun's actually got to go, right? But we got the signs of it and the science of that it grows, right? And it takes a little while to grow too. We're still measuring the sun. We don't even know if it's in the growing stage, really. Technically, it could have been a small sun, but it is already a small sun. But anyway, enough about the sun. I want to talk about when the sun dies. Now, when the sun dies here, we've actually got a chance and a planet, as you can call it, that's ready to be a small star in some sort of way, which is Jupiter, right? So let's imagine if our sun expanded, right? It engulfs Earth. It gets so close where Earth burns up. We hear about this, Earth burns up, right? It gets too close to Earth and it's going to burn with their science. Say that happens, right? Say it doesn't really burn up, it just crispens up, right? But you have to leave Earth with this sun pop. And when suns go, they can shrink, they can turn into supernovas in all sorts of ways as they're dying. Right? And so that sun will die, and it can do an explosion too as it dies, little explosions, not the major one, but a little explosion, send out nasty stuff. And it'll turn into a little white dwarf. It'll be like another moon kind of thing, right? Floating there, a bit smaller. And life will go on. Now, what would happen after that? Well, you could be on Earth, right? But where else could you be in our galaxy? Right? We've got Mars a bit further away. Perhaps Mars doesn't get quite crisp. Perhaps you can be on Mars underground and live through the explosion and that, perhaps. Maybe a little bit further than that. A better chance to live, right? And after the bullcrap, like an ice age, you come out and redo your life again, right? And so when all that happens, when suns go too, they can activate other suns. Sometimes planets can just activate themselves. They get too intense, too much heat, too much gas, and they explode into a sun. Right? And Jupiter is like a young version of a sun. And that could take a long time by itself. Sometimes things can naturally happen, or you can speed them up by things around them happening. By like the sun expanding, getting too hot. Maybe when it explodes, it sends off enough of the crap where it hits Jupiter, and that sets Jupiter off, right? We'll just put it in that theory. I can make a movie about this. Well, I like to talk sometimes because we can at least, if it's not real, make something of it to go to the next step kind of thing. You know what I mean? And so what happens is that we all end up going to Mars, right? In this movie theory. That's why I'm having a chat now about a theory altogether. And you go to Mars and you can stay there. The sun expands, right? It does its thing. It shrinks. Right? This is into the future, hundreds of years from now, we'll say, thousands, wherever. It depends on how close we are with our science, truly. And but this happens, right? And we get a second chance in this galaxy because of Jupiter, right? And it lights up as another sun, right? When that happens, or not long after it happens. So with Jupiter, and it won't be as big as our original sun, but it's pretty big. It's a lot bigger than the Earth, right? We can fit a few Earths in the eye of the storm of Jupiter. It just cruises around 100 Earths or something like it is, just in that eye, that big storm. Right? You want to be there, would you? And it's a gas planet, and it's ready to ignite as a sun. If I'm pretty right, I was just talking to Emma, I haven't really looked at these docos for a long time. But if I'm wrong, please let me know. But I'm pretty sure I'm pretty close. We'll say 70%, 80%. Pretty close. And this will work perfectly in a movie. But it goes something like that. Right? And then you have two suns. So you'll get two suns. Remember in Stargate, and you see a picture of two suns? Stuff like that. And it goes on about two suns. Perhaps they could get two suns. And all these things, we can add this into the movie too. And the moon can be this ship too. So you can cruise the moon over, and it can do some things to Mars to help it go, and you can hang out in the moon as well. As it's hollow, we can turn it into a ship if it's not already one, right? As it's hollow, right? And it's perfect for that kind of thing. It's got a hard outer shell and all this kind of stuff. And we've talked about how you can take over asteroids and shit like that in similar ways to travel through space. And so we cruise the moon, right? We take that with us over to Mars, right? Or a planet over near there. We'll say Mars on this one. And we start again with 2 suns and get another 20, 30,000 years to get your shit together to travel off further. Because when this happens, we weren't quite ready to have warp speed and get out of here. It happens before that because of the human repeats. You know what I mean? What do you reckon, Emma? Would you watch that movie? Sounds alright, doesn't it? Anyway, it even sounds a bit realistic and go with science, and then the movie's all like too. So anyway, have a good one. Let me know in comments what you think.